Well, hello, mamas. We are talking about brain science today. This is our third theme, third thing that is a big part of the upcoming event, Love to Learn 2023. So if you're not signed up, be sure to do so after the video at the link in the description. And I want to tell you why this idea of brain science, this idea of neurons and neural pathways and happy chemicals, all of that goodies, all those goodies, I'm having trouble speaking, matters so much to your teens and how your teens learn and how much your teens enjoy learning. All right. So let's start with this idea of a neural pathway. Promise? Any idea what that is? Has something to do with the brain. You know what a pathway is. So let me know what your guesses are below. And if you know a very scientific answer, you have a very, definition that you've shared with your teens that you think all the mamas out there should know, I want to know what that is too. Because I got to tell you, I learned so much from many of the speakers when we talked about neural pathways. Now, the big thing I want to share with you all here is this. One, the brain changes, all right? I wouldn't say it's elastic, but it has elastic properties. I'm trying to remember that word right now, elasticity, I think is the word I'm looking for. And that means that the way we think, the way that we are, like emotionally, when it comes to our brains about a situation, about, say, a subject in school, is not the way it has to be. So mamas, your teens, they think, I can't learn this. That is a neural pathway. Every time they think that, every time they act that way, related to that thought, that emotion, that I can't do it, that's creating a really strong neural pathway between what's going to happen and what your teen thinks can happen. But if instead your teen goes, I can learn this, I will be good at math, I am, wanting to learn this, a more positive spin, I hope you're noticing, that's a totally different neural pathway. So we want our teens, we want you mamas, but especially your teens, to get them to love learning. We want them to have the neural pathways that work for them, that support this love of learning, not the pathways in their brains that are telling them they're not good enough, that they can't learn it, that they're dumb, that, they weren't meant to get it. We don't want our teens thinking that at all. So, more brain science to share with you here. More important things I learned from the speakers and that I want you to hear from directly in just a minute. But before I do, I want to say thank you for watching me here on Facebook and on YouTube. If you have not subscribed, if you have not followed Ace Cookie Tutoring's channels or pages, be sure to do so now, because Love to Learn 2023 is still over a week away. And I'm going to be sharing juicy content, kind of some pre-interview information, and you're only going to find out about it firsthand if you subscribe and are having those notifications on your phone, on your computer, all that good stuff. And if you're wondering who I am, I'm Jessica Coulter, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring and Study with Jessie. So I'm the hostess of Love to Learn 2023. All right, you're probably going, all right, give me more brain science. Tell me more about happy chemicals. Tell me more about safety mode, all that good stuff. So 3 F's, I've heard them called other things during my different events and during my own research on learning opportunities, but freeze, flight, and fright. Okay, or flight. See, I'm doing them all out of order and confusing myself. So freezing, fighting, and fleeing, or flighting. Flighting, yeah, that's a word, right? Flight. So essentially here, our brains, something happens, and this is for you, this is for your teens. Something happens, we immediately go to one of those 3 states. Like, just literally our nervous systems go there. And the way I've been told, the way I've understood it from the different speakers at this event, is literally we go back to when we were a kid, like our animal brain here, or the back of the brain. I'm trying to remember what that word's called. But essentially, it's not as developed of a brain. All right. And so something happens, we go there, and the situation that causes us to go into one of those 3 F's, that can happen for your teens at school. It can happen when they're asked to answer a question at the front of class. It can happen when they're asked to present, like that big paper, that big speech. It can happen when your teen trips in front of everybody down the hallway. Okay, all these little situations, all these things that don't seem that scary to us, can cause your teen to not be in safety mode. When your teen's not in safety mode, we're talking about his brain, he's not learning. Okay, we cannot learn when we're stressed. We need these happy chemicals that one of our other speakers talked about. There's 3 of them. wow. Dopamine. Oh gosh, the O one. Octi. I should have looked. I should have reviewed. See, I don't have my notes with me. Go figure. But I'm struggling to say it today, mamas. Oh goodness, and endorphins and oxytocin. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And anyway, we want these happy chemicals because teen's brain is in safety mode. Means your teen can learn because he's not stressed. We have these happy chemicals that's going to make your teen more motivated. That's going to make your teen be more goal oriented. It's going to make your teen more willing and happy and wanting to learn. So all these brain science things, all these chemicals, all these pathways, that's different sets of our nervous system and different methods of activating left brain, right brain, all of it we talk about at Love to Learn. All right, so obviously I'm not a brain scientist. Yes, I help teens love learning through study skills, which is a very key part of loving to learn, but it's not the only part, which is why I brought these parenting, these learning experts all together, because mamas, there are things you can do to help your teens love learning, and there's things that I need you to understand so that you can help your teens understand how this learning thing actually can happen very, very easily for your benefit, and most especially for your teens' benefit. So I promise my speakers know those chemicals better than I do, that they don't get so tongue twisted when talking about the brain. I promise, I promise. So be sure to check it out for yourself. Join us at the link below. All you gotta do, click it, answer a couple questions, i.e. your name and your email. It's totally free. There's 28 events, 28 interviews, 28 amazing speakers. I promise my interview will be better than this video. I will, make sure I'm sharing those study skills, those study strategies that your teen needs to know how to learn so he can love to learn. So have an awesome night. Good weekend. I will be here with another video tomorrow for you, theme 4 of Love to Learn. So be sure to subscribe and follow all the good stuff. And most importantly, sign up, because if you don't sign up today, mamas, you and I both know you might forget and you might miss out on some amazing interviews. Till tomorrow.